What is going on with all of my people of the planet? I am Dee Venom. You are all tuned into Raising Vibrations Podcast. I hope all of my people of the planet, especially my people of addiction, relapse, and recovery, are staying on that straight and narrow and doing everything possible to elude those psychic vampires, negative energies, including podbean trolls and scallywags from one's lives. We all should know by now that those particular elements only take away from our energies, our vibrations. It would take away from that. So if we could elude those negative energies at all costs, we have done our own selves some justice and a huge favor. And with that being said, let's get into tonight's episode, starting right now. All right, you guys, as mentioned, I am Dee Venom. Solo. The feathered friends are, of course, at the Mikasa. I'm at my usual recording spot across the street at the park, parked on the park section of the park. I had to think about what the fuck I was going to say before I said it. So I'm parked on the park section of the park instead of the court section. But anyway, it is a fantastic night here in Arizona. It is so beautiful. I can just get on my knees and kiss Mother Earth. I promise you, it is such a lovely night. A nice breeze. Of course, no sweaters, jackets, coats, or anything like that. It's lovely. I'm pretty sure the prostitutes are taking advantage of this weather, honey, and crevices and all type of shit. But anyway, I just wanted to record this episode to give you guys some insight in regard to what has been going on in Dee Venom's life. Some extraordinary things has been going on in my life. I took the initiative, and that's what it was all about with me. And, I'm making some good decisions for myself. It's the weekend. And at this moment, I know me. I would be scallywag hunting because I would have relapsed. And if I wasn't out scallywag hunting due to relapse, I would be in that damn apartment, paranoid that my neighbors are, pretty much are spying on me while trying to watch, well, not while trying to do anything, while watching motherfucking MMA interviews, male, of course, and looking at their bulges and rubbing on my nipples, in hopes of, masturbation or whatever else the case may be. But I'm not doing any of that. And, what I am doing, and mind you guys, it has been about 8 days now since I've been clean off of methamphetamine. So I'm not going to say it's major for me because I went longer than 8 days, but at this point, it is major for me because I went a couple of weekends and, I have not thought about, don't get me wrong. I have thought about it, but I haven't, how can I say it without fucking it up? I haven't given in to temptation. That's what I want to say. And that's what I said. I haven't given in to temptation. And this lets me know every single day that I incorporate myself with goodness in regard to these 12-step meetings and Rickovia and these positive energies that I'm receiving by doing this. I'm going to be okay. And you guys will be okay too, my people of addiction, relapse, and recovery. You just have to make that first step. Nobody can do it for you. And that's when you're ready. Hopefully it's not, while you're on your deathbed, you're ready to make a change. We want to do all that before the deathbed happens. You want to make that change before then. But anyway, I believe it was last Saturday. I took the initiative after my friend gave me a link to NA Anonymous / Phoenix, and I took it from there. And on that same Saturday, I called Ricovia, which is predominantly known here in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. And, I had a intake over the phone, and I further did intake with them in person. I think it was Thursday, and everything was great until I got ill from the medication that I'm prescribed to block the cravings of methamphetamine, which is naltrexone. And anyway, just to wrap that up, I'm fine in regard to the medication. I cut the pill in half since it's, made to, be cut in half. It's 50 milligram. And I take one half in the morning. I take the other half at night, right before I get ready to, to fall asleep. And I had some side effects in the morning time when I did it, when I first started the regimen. But now I'm fine. I don't feel those effects anymore in regard to being lethargic. But anyway, I did it, you guys. I spoke at a 12-step meeting. It's not my first time speaking at, group sessions. I've done this in Vegas. But, I've been going to these particular meetings now for about 3 days. Maybe this is my fourth meeting. And every Saturday they have bingo night. And, tonight is Saturday. And, it was bingo. Anyway, there was, pizza, barbaros. I'm sorry, Arizona. I probably said that right. I probably butchered it. Barbaros or whatever it is, but they have really good pizza. They had that going on. And, it was still NA based. So the people that were playing bingo were playing for prizes, fundraisers and stuff like that. And it was still centered around, Narcotics Anonymous. But anyway, the meeting itself was very small. I'll say about 5-6 people because everybody else was playing bingo, which was cool. It gave me that chance to, break the ice and, tell a few stories and, further introduce myself to the group. Anyway, I got there, somewhat late and, I'm ADHD. My time perception, is all over the place. But to say the least, it was packed and I couldn't find a parking spot at first. And I got annoyed with myself and I was about to leave and I, turned the corner. I made a full block and, I went in a different way and eventually found a parking spot. Anyway, I parked, I get out the car and, I walk in with somebody else. They didn't come with me, but, they was coming to I think they were going to bingo. Either way, they were behind me, while we were walking in. Anyway, I went in on the bingo side because there's 2 sides to go in and I went in on the bingo side and thought that was the meeting and I was pretty much shown where to go in regards to the meeting. So that's when I went as directed and, I opened up the door and I seen the small meeting going on. Anyway, skipping past all that, I got some, pamphlets and whatever the case may be. And, they started the meeting. Well, the meeting was already started. And, they were on the 5th step or something like that. But, they were reading from 2 different pamphlets that I received. And it has to do with the 5th step. Hold on. Let me see if my light will come on. No, I had to turn my car on. I'm not trying to do all that. But anyway, hold on 1 second. Let me grab the pamphlet. Okay. It's called the pipeline, step 5. Okay. So I think we're on step 5, in regard to, Crystal Meth Anonymous, CMA. And, hold on 1 second. Okay. I have to read through all of this and update you guys in regard to what they gave me, but it has to do with step 5 and 9:44 time of the recording. And anyway, everybody in the room shared a story except one person, and that was the only female that was pretty much in the meeting. But that's when I pretty much told a story. And I told about two, like I said earlier. I told the story in regard to when I got arrested January 18th of 2024 for being under the influence of methamphetamine. And I told that story. And I also confess that I'm only 8 days clean, because the first couple of times I've been 1022 time of the recording, any other time that I went, they would ask, like, who's been clean for, a year, and people would clap. Who's been clean for 10 months? People would clap. Who's been clean for a week, whatever the case may be. And so I would never confess. So today, considering it was, much more of a smaller group, 1044 time of the recording, I felt the need to, open up a little bit. So I got a 1055 time of the recording. I got a coin. I got my first coin, and it's a welcome coin, and it has like a little symbol on the back. I believe it's for Lambda. But anyway, I did it. I shared the story, and I also confessed that I've been clean for this length of time, which earned me my first coin, and hopefully I will continue to earn these coins in regard to my walk with sobriety. So I'm excited about that. And I'm pretty sure, some of you guys are probably like, what the fuck? You earned a coin. Well, who gives a fuck? But it's major to a person that is trying to change their life for the better. And, considering I'm only 8 days clean, like I said, I could be out here chasing dirty dicks and, watching porn and just twisting the methamphetamine. I could be the problem instead of the solution. And as I said, to some people and to my own damn self, 11:55 time of the recording, you've been there and done it in regard to the addiction and relapse phase. You're 48 years old. You have a tinge of time left to get this shit right. Now is your time to recover. Here is where the magic will begin. The fact that I have, pretty much dove into these meetings. I took the initiative and I done it. I had a little push, from a good friend of mine in Illinois. I had that push. But aside from that, I done it. Nobody else done it for me. I done it. I made that phone call. And I made the choice to join these meetings to keep me from relapsing. From there, I called Recovia. I received Recovia's phone number when my ass went to the motherfucking Maricopa Department of Public Health when I was impetuous and relapsed that particular week. And who knows where I caught the motherfucking syphilis from, to be honest with you. It could have been that particular week that I was at Uncle's house or whatever the fuck his name is with all that dirty dick walking all in and out. Or it could have been any impetuous time that I relapsed that I could have caught the syphilis. But it was February 3rd that I was at the Phoenix. I was at the Phoenix Maricopa County Health Department. And I was asked a series of questions after going through some tests or whatever that. Either way it goes, I was asked a series of questions after I did some other procedure. Procedure may not be procedure is the right word. Anyway, let me move the fuck on. I get so caught up on my words. I'm ADHD, so I don't want to sound idiomatic. I want to make sure my diction is on point to a degree. But anyway, I was asked a series of questions. And they asked me about substance abuse. I'm at the Maricopa. I'm at the Maricopa County Public Health Department with syphilis. So, of course they're going to be asking me drug related questions. And I answered them truthfully. No needles, nothing like that, but I smoke methamphetamine, whatever else the case may be. So, they asked me if I wanted, treatment, help for it. And, obviously I said yes, because I got the damn information to Recovia. That's where I received that information from the Maricopa County Department of Health, or whatever the fuck it's called. I keep butchering it, but anyway, it's the damn health department, and it's in Maricopa, bitch. That's all you need to worry about. But yeah, so from there, like I said, I put the pamphlet in my apartment, and I didn't forget about it. I never forgot about it. I just, didn't want to be bothered with it at that point. And I made it a point to dig in that closet and retrieve that paperwork that I got in regard to Brokovia's information, and I put it in my backpack. And that Saturday, when I made the call to some of these meetings, I also called Brokovia, and I went Thursday, like I mentioned. And if I didn't mention it, I mentioned it now, which I do believe I mentioned it. I'm so ADHD. Anyway, I called that Saturday, and no, I went Thursday. That's where I was at. And aside from me being ill from the medication, like I told you guys, everything was great. They have 3 counseling sessions or therapy sessions that they give individuals that are coming off of certain drugs. And there is the physical aspect, because drugs is not just a mental thing, it's a whole body thing. So the physical aspect deals with the spirituality, the emotional, the physical, moving your body. I mean, there's a lot that goes in with the physical aspect of it all. Then there is the mental aspect, where where I was asked a series of questions, and excuse me. After that, there was the medical aspect, in regard to like what medications I'm taking and blah, 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 blah. So they're going to teach me how to breathe properly to get the diaphragm functioning, and they're going to be teaching me a lot of. They're taking a holistic approach. Is 1717 time of the recording. In a nutshell, is what the hell I'm trying to say. And I've never, to my recollect, since I've been dealing with healthcare, whether it was good or bad, I've never had any holistic approach. I've always had some conventional approach where there's some type of motherfucking pill involved to heal pain and whatever. And with this place, I just love it that they're just taking a whole different approach and adding different layers of therapy as a whole to get the person right, so that they don't have to, necessarily depend on the program, but depend on it, if that makes any sense. And I'm on my way. And, once again, my people of addiction, right now, somebody twisting that motherfucking bubble, high as hell, can barely walk, picking up pebbles and shit off the damn ground, thinking it's damn methamphetamine. Bitch, I mean, come on now. It's just like, I see it all the time when I drive in familiar places or familiar ground. Places where I was picking up dirty dick and doing drugs. And I would drive through there, and I would just look at all the high ass people that continue to get high. And, I'm just happy that I'm not a part of it. Anyway, what Dee Venom is going to do for Dee Venom is continue to go to these meetings. I don't give a damn if they are drawn out and dragged out and boring as the fuck, which one of them was. I was bored as hell. But I would rather be bored on the weekend than at a meeting than be out here wasting gas, time, energy, effort, mind, body, spirit, vibrations, all of that on the dope world and scallywags or whatever. And tonight, I'm proud of myself once again, because everybody's story, somebody in this world can relate to. And I seen heads nodding when I was talking about the weekend, because one person before me, they were talking about how they're happy that they have Saturday meetings, because, they would pretty much be out there getting high. And it reflected on me and what I've been saying all the motherfucking long, how the weekends is just a huge trigger, not only for myself, but for a lot of people in this world that are dealing with addiction. The weekend is the trigger because we know that people are partying and well deep in the motherfucking matrix and fucking and sucking, stealing from each other. I mean, everything that comes with the drug world, that's what they're doing. And we want to be a part of it. I would love to blow I would love to blow my God, I'm preaching. I can't get my words out right. I would love to blow a big cloud right now and blow the fuck back and get a bitch. I would be high as hell right now because I haven't smoked in 8 days too. I would have a nice buzz, be horned up and every motherfucking thing else, have all type of dick up in this car. And, what good is that going to do me? I mean, first of all, the scallywags can't buy me nothing. I mean, shit, but this is what I go for. You know, I pray, you know, we've been through this before in regard to me praying upon the weak and all of that type of stuff and using methamphetamine, using sex as a weapon and using methamphetamine as power. But, you know, when I was telling my story in regard to how the weekend's just a trigger for me and, how in the beginning, I thought that these 12-step programs was a cult and how they incorporated God with it. I mean, I was honest about it. And, you know, they laughed and chuckled about some stuff. And then some heads, you know, went down and shook, you know, and nodded up and down in regard to, you know, what I said about me picking up dirty dick scallywags on the weekend and getting high with them and using, you know, methamphetamine as power. And I mean, people agreed with what I was saying. And that made me feel good. Not that they were in agreement with me, but they've been there and they done that. And it's so refreshing to be around people that know exactly what you are saying and what you are feeling and what you are expressing. I needed these meetings a long damn time ago, but you know, like I confessed tonight, you know, I felt like it was this particular thing when it's truly not. And I'm glad I'm giving myself that chance. Again, my people of addiction, 22:15, time of the recording. I'm pretty sure that's an angelic number. Anyway, my people of addiction, 22:22 time. Oh, yes, that's a good number. That's my grandmother's number right there. 22:22 time. It was the time of the recording. It's about to be 22:33. But again, my people of addiction. You think that this shit is easy for me considering I have been doing methamphetamine ever since I moved to Las Vegas shortly a little bit after Aaliyah passed away. I told y'all this story on a couple of occasions. I can't think of what year Aaliyah passed, but it was somewhere around there. I was still living in Illinois when she passed. I remember that. I was anyway, I'm not getting into that story, but shortly after that, I moved to Vegas. So I've been doing methamphetamine for over 12 some damn years, off and on, more on than off. You mean to tell me, out of all those times I've done methamphetamine, Dee Venom does not deserve a good chance at life? Dee Venom does not deserve Dee Venom does not deserve a new. Dee Venom doesn't deserve healthy relationships. Dee Venom doesn't deserve abundance. Dee Venom doesn't deserve a home. Dee Venom doesn't deserve all. Dee Venom deserves, and Dee Venom is going to get. And with that being said, y'all make better decisions for yourselves, my people of addiction, relapse, and recovery. And I guess I'm done here. I feel fantastic. I don't know. I just don't know what else to say. I shared tonight. I, got my first little coin. I got some pamphlets in regard to the step 5. I'm with you guys. And, I have, I still have my vehicle, even though I'm not working. I still have a taste of abundance to hold me over for, a little while. And, I'm happy about that. So that means I can still focus on my mental health and not, jump right into a job as of right now. Things are going. Thank you, universe. Thank you, universe, for maneuvering things accordingly so that I can continue to focus on my mental health and focus on these groups. Thank you, because I need this right now. Anyway, I'm going to end this and probably go home. And if my neighbors are there, I'm not sure if I'm going to play any music or not. But I may go live. Who knows what I'm going to do? But I'm going to enjoy Dee Venom, because Dee Venom done well these past couple of weeks. And with that being said, much love, you guys. Thanks for downloading, listening to the episodes, following, subscribing, all of that good stuff. Y'all keep me going in various different ways. Much love. And I'm waiting for 25. Nope. 25. Okay. All right. Namaste.